All right, we're back again. Real Talk on Scene with Dr. Rick Merritt. We're excited. I'm excited to share with you in the month of February a new episode that's called Create a Culture of Love in Your Relationship. It's going to be really good. You don't want to miss this. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, create a culture of love. It's good to be back. I want you to hear what I have to say today because I think that this is going to help you understand yourself and help you understand the person that you're in a relationship with. So I'm going to be looking down, reading my notes. So let's try to stay engaged, and I'm going to try to stay engaged with you as, while we go along this journey. Someone said, "Diamond is a girl's best friend." And it's an old saying, and we use it, and we know most guys in relationships like to buy their wives and girlfriends diamonds because it's the glitter and they're expensive and it shows that you are appreciative and you really want to impress them, and it shows that you're connected in your emotions to try to make them feel that they're special, right? But did you know that it takes incredible heat, massive pressure, and carbon to produce diamonds? The carbon rocks and high temperatures needed for diamonds creation can be found only 90 to 100 feet below, I mean, not feet, miles below the Earth's crust. So there's a lot of pressure combined with high temperature, which is necessary to grow diamonds that crystallize in the earth. When I was thinking about this, it just made me think about how sometimes in our relationships that we don't appreciate what it takes to make a diamond. You know, we want diamonds in our relationship, but we don't want to go through the process of creating a diamond. One of the things that I want to look at is our conversation. Conversation is one place that pressure and heat are often found in our relationship, in our conversations. This is also the reason why we avoid taking the risk of talking about certain topics and certain things. The pressure of failed expectations can create somewhat of an avoidance in our relationship because if we feel that we're going to be pressured or we feel we're going to be uncomfortable, we avoid that. And that's men and women because we don't want to deal with stress and we don't want to deal with issues that have a topic to them that's going to make us feel uncomfortable. So the conversation that needs to happen oftentimes never happens. Not because we don't want to talk about it, but we don't want to talk about it when it creates pressure, it creates stress, and it puts us in a place where we're very uncomfortable. It's like an object on the floor and you pass by it all the time. Both of you see it, you know it's there, but it's not big enough and it's not in the way enough to make you want to stoop down and deal with it. But it's that thing that can be dangerous if someone steps on it or someone get hurt by it. And so it's not until someone steps on it and then there's a pain and then there's something that is relating to, man, all this time I saw that there and never picked it up and now I'm wounded by it. I think that's why we need to have conversations because our conversations can be the very same way when we're avoiding topics that need to be discussed. So conversations need to happen. Why? Because if not, they can easily create a situation where someone get hurt. Show me what you're deliberately not talking about in your relationship, and I'll show you where you're most frustrated in your relationship. Because not talking about it does not take it away. Not talking about it makes you isolate in your emotions, but it doesn't take away the frustration that you're dealing with. Show me a couple that's not talking about the key topics in their marriage, and I'll show you a marriage that's no longer growing in pursuing love and respect in that relationship. If you never have the hard conversations in your relationship, because honor is not present in those conversations, it will quickly become a place where you attack each other because one feels disrespected by the other. You know, there's a law, it's called the third law of Isaac Newton, and it reads like this. When one object exerts a force on the second object once one exerts a force also on the first object to equal in magnitude the opposition in a different direction. So if there's in the law of motion, if there is an action or if that is a pressing in one direction, the object that is on the other side is going to respond by resisting and pushing back. And I believe that this law, though it means the attraction of motion, but it also is something that can be used when it comes to our relationships and conversation. Because in conversation, if you attack me, guess what? I'm going to attack you back. And if I attack you back, it leads to nowhere good. Hearts are broken, feelings are hurt, and the mind is disturbed and vulnerable and all kind of insecurities. And I've seen this over and over again. I've experienced this in my own personal relationship when there is hurts and when there are expectations that are not honored. The word honor means this, check it out. To regard to regard with great respect or esteem. That's what the word honor means. It means to regard with great respect and esteem. The English version is used, it means I am going to outdo you by showing you how much I appreciate and love you. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to do whatever I need to do in all things at all times to make you feel honored because I honor you in this relationship. I speak about this in my book, The Bridge Between Us, in chapter 5. I speak about this. It's that book, that chapter deals with what I call rhythm busters. And so rhythm busters are those things that keep us from putting our spouse or the person we're in relationship with in a consideration. It's like dancing. When you're dancing with someone, the both of you need to acknowledge the rhythm that is been given. Because if you don't acknowledge the rhythm, what happens is one person ends up stepping on the other person's foot, and you get out of step. In our relationship, as we're trying to dance together, if we're not in rhythm together, then there's a frustration that takes place. And in my book, The Bridge Between Us, in chapter 5, what I mean by this is that a rhythm buster often is the thing that one person is doing to take the other person out of the rhythm. Like number one, the first thing that is a rhythm buster in my book, I say, is pride. Pride doesn't allow us to see ourselves clearly. Pride makes us see the other person out of focus. And because we don't see this person clearly, pride distorts and it blinds us. And so therefore we get out of rhythm in the way that we function. It becomes a rhythm buster. So I'm not in harmony. I'm not in rhythm with you in the way that we conversate. I'm not in rhythm with you in the way that we talk about things because of my pride. Then pride becomes a thing that becomes a rhythm buster. So we need to check to see if your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with is keeping a distance from you. Because if they're keeping a distance from you, it's probably because you're constantly stepping on them. And if you're doing that, it could easily be because pride is not allowing you to honor when it comes to certain things. The second rhythm buster is unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations, they are a setup for failure, which means the other person has this thing on them that they're not really sure about because we have not discussed it. We have not talked with them about it. And it's unrealistic to them because they don't even know that your expectation exists. So feelings are hurt, and your real feelings are never brought to the surface. Real feelings are never known because you hold them inside. And they become a sharp object a lot of times laying on the floor waiting to be stepped on by the person who is not even aware that it's there. And the moment the person gets hurt, all your feelings come to the surface. If you don't know what the expectation is, or if your partner doesn't know what the expectation is, you can't be accountable to a realistic change. And that becomes a rhythm buster. The third rhythm buster is unforgiveness and unresolved offenses. Unforgiveness and unresolved offenses. They show up uninvited in our conversations. They show up on dinner dates. They show up in family gatherings. And anywhere you're triggered to remember something, they'll show up. Unforgivable and unresolved offenses. I want you to hear this. If honor is absent from your relationship, your conversations is the first place that will reveal it. When we stop honoring one another, our words tell us, they give us away. Because we stop being kind, our attitude is never at peace because we don't understand or have not put value on the other person or the relationship with honor. If you want to change the culture of your relationship, you got to add honor to it. You have to add it. There's no love without honor. We're Valentine's Day is coming up around the corner, and we're going to do all the right things. Most of us, hopefully, that you go out and you buy candy, you buy flowers, you do all these things. You make preparations for dinner, or you maybe going to cook dinner or go out to a restaurant and have a great time. But a lot of times, we're doing those things out of ritualistic things that have we've done last year and the year before, and we're just following the norm of what we've always done. Maybe we should do something differently, but like think, how can I truly show honor? What do I need to do? How can I make change to make honor very important during this holiday and Valentine's? It's okay to have pressure in your relationship. Most people do. We all do. We all do. Somewhere there's stress. Somewhere there's things that we need to work on. Somewhere that there's things that we need to discuss even. But just remember, that's how diamonds are made. Diamonds are made with pressure and heat. And I don't think it's by accident that a diamond being a girl's best friend represents something so awesome and spectacular in its expression. And when she puts it on, she feels richer. She feels more extravagant in certain ways, and just she attention is drawn to her because of diamonds. I believe that in our relationship, particularly in our conversations, if we're going to create a culture of love, that this is one of the things that we have to endure. No matter what your marriage may be at this point or looks like right now, what happened in the past is in the past. You can make a difference in your relationship today by using your words in our conversations, and also by with our actions, and show that there's a value to who we are and to the other person in this relationship. Now, just to give you a few examples, if you're a married person and you're living together, um, make the bed sometimes if you're the guy. Make the bed. Wash the dishes sometime if you're the guy. You know, fold the clothes, wash the clothes, do something different to make her feel like, oh, he considered me, he thought of me. Because a lot of times we just think, well, that's the lady's job. She's going to do this. She's going to take care of it, and so that's something that she does. But when you want to show value, you get in front of those things for the sake of value. And if you are a lady, do something that he likes to do. I don't know. Maybe buy tickets to a game or something, or do something. Find out what his hobby is or what he likes, and make sure that you facilitate that. Make sure you be the initiator of those things. Whatever you could do to show value on that person, with being fully present, connecting with one another. Second Peter chapter 1, verse 5 through 9 says these words. It says, for this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, to goodness, knowledge, and to knowledge, self control, and to self control, perseverance, and to perseverance, godliness, and to godliness, mutual affection, and to mutual affection, love. I'm going to stop there. This is deliberate. Let's not, okay, let's get real and break it down to where we live every day. It says, in our relationships. Add to your relationship these things. Add to your relationship affection. Be deliberate. Add to your relationship kindness and be deliberate. Add to your relationship love. You say, what is love? Well, love is whatever it feels and looks like to the person that you are in relationship with. It's not always what you think it is, but it's what they think it is. And you find out what that is, and then you demonstrate that. And that is how you create a culture of love in your relationship. So I hope this helped. I hope it worked a little bit. Until next time, I want you to please remember to go and check me out, check my book out, The Bridge Between Us, and you can get it and purchase it on Amazon. You can buy it in Target and Walmart and Barnes and Noble, and it's selling well. Good things are happening, and in the future, I'm trying to get it translated into Spanish. But right now, you can still purchase it in English on those locations. Until the next time, I'm looking forward to talking with you again. The Lord bless. See you later.